My name's Julia Chanin. I play saxophone and have always loved world music, and they have one of the best world music programs in the country. So that's what drew me here. I was really interested in African history and culture, but I started taking Portuguese and became very fascinated with Brazilian culture. So now I study pretty interdisciplinary approach to looking at Latin American economics, culture, history, and then I've combined that with music to be Latin American music and culture, basically. So it's been really cool, and I'm a minor in creative writing or certificate, so I've been able to combine a lot of my interests. I'm writing a senior essay right now looking at how various cultural forms can be used for AIDS prevention. So I'm actually going to combine that with my statistics work to bring up some HIV rates and life expectancy, and to kind of bring some quantitative observation into my research. I want to be helping people. I want to be working with them one-on-one. I don't know what form that will take. I also know that music has to be in there somehow. I don't know if I'm going to pursue being a performance musician. If that opportunity came along, I don't think I could say no, but there's so much that can be done, I think, that can be done with music in terms of health and learning and psychology. So I think that there's a lot of intersection that I'm really interested in exploring. I've been told by my family for years that the two courses I have to take in college, not that they're forcing me, but that to be a well-rounded person, the two courses I have to take are economics, intro econ, and statistics. And I, for years, kind of put it off and was like, that's just not my thing. I'm not a math person, and I'm pretty scared of math as well. But then I spent the last semester in Brazil and explored a lot of different things, and I came back feeling like what I need to do in my last year is to be as well-rounded as I possibly can, and part of that is getting the quantitative stuff that I'm nervous about, and that I think that that quantitative stuff will help me kind of grasp some of the humanities even more deeply. And like, even now I'm reading some public health books on Latin America or malaria eradication in Mexico, and there's graphs, and I have to know what those mean in order to really understand the material. Yeah. Somehow I didn't put together that I would be sitting in front of a computer or doing coding. I didn't know very much about the course. It had been recommended as a really cool way to do statistics, but also put your own spin on it based around this independent project that we're all working on throughout the semester. And I thought it would be a good intersection with my own research that I'm doing. So I really didn't know very much. And we sat down in front of the computers and talked a little bit about what SAS was, the program that I'm using. And I remember being pretty intimidated. I always feel like I'm not a computer person, and so I'm kind of behind the tech world. So it was intimidating. That's really all I can say. And I remember frantically asking around my partners how to do every step, and as it's gone on, there haven't been many more sessions. I still do that, but I'm kind of calming down a little bit. If I don't get it in the first 5 minutes, it's not the end of the world. I knew that I wanted to connect it to whatever I'm doing with music and Latin American research. And that project has shifted, and therefore, but actually it's kind of shifted in a direction that might lend itself even better to statistics, looking at this HIV prevention. So now I can look at very real data and have it apply, so that's great, yeah. So it might not be just Brazil, it might be Brazil, Argentina, or Brazil, Peru, maybe looking at the whole region. Probably looking at South America as a whole is too much to take on, but then looking at HIV rates and life expectancy, and trying to see, finding an intersection there, and then I'm hoping to take that and extend it to, well, what cultural movements are being applied in order to combat, this statistic of this many people are dying per year because of AIDS. So I don't know, it's still in the works. I have my variables being life expectancy, HIV, and the data set, which is Gapminder. So that's kind of all I need for now. Until the literature review, I don't have to really synthesize that yet. No, we're encouraged to do original research. So actually, we're not even supposed to do what other people have done. We're supposed to look at information that we're interested in, find out, where research has stopped, and ask the next question, I have to say it always feels good when you're coding and it actually runs and you get your log. So in that way, there's like smaller steps, but I think sometimes that's good in order to kind of know that you're on the right track. We're asked to do original research throughout our Wesleyan education, but in much smaller quantities. This year is my biggest kind of original work, and this will go hand in hand with that. So I'm excited. I think it's pretty cool.